Alrighty, time for another Vintage Cube Draft. We've got a 4-on-4. It is myself, Max Smith, Juju Bean, and KJ Wallace Kelvin battling against the one and only Tom Martell. Thankfully, there's just the one. Luis Salvado, so 2 LSVs actually. Zorg89, a new addition to the server, and Xantos, old reliable. Xantos of the Infinite Life. And what are we going to take? Well, this is the Magic Online Cube, the current list, so we don't have the super good art version that Frog made, but there's a Swords to Plowshares here. It's also a Baleful Strix, Underground Sea, but I mean, Swords to Plowshares is just the nuts. So I'm going to take Swords to Plowshares. I don't know what Zorg tends to favor in terms of drafts, but I'm happy enough to first pick Swords to Plowshares and kind of see where we go from there. Okay, so second pick, there's a Skyclave, a Thalia, and a Lelia. I really wouldn't consider anything else. Like, I think Counterspell is a good card, but I don't think it's better than Lelia. And after first picking Swords, you'd have to really want to draft blue-white Geons to take it over like Skyclave or Thalia. I think I might just take Lelia. It's the best card in the pack. I think it's a little better than both Skyclave and Thalia. If this were not a team draft, if you were playing in a 64-player, single-limb draft, high-stakes, vintage cube action, you should probably, after first picking Swords, take Skyclave and maybe try to wheel Thalia. Though I could even see the argument for just taking Thalia and just going White Weenie. In a team draft, though, I don't really want to pass Xantos or Lelia, and whereas I could just pass these 2 white cards, which Xantos might not even be able to use. There's also a Counterspell in the pack, so even if I pass the Lelia, I guess my teammate might get Counterspell, but I'm going to take the Lelia here. I just think it's good enough to not pass up. This pack has a Stoneforge, but there's no equipment yet. I mean, I guess there's a Greaves here. There's a Polluted Delta, which is what I'm going to take. Fetchlands are very good. There's also him, but that's color-wise is very far apart from what I've got. And there's also Dam and Zerta to go with that Basalt Monolith, but I think you're supposed to just take Polluted Delta here. I don't think it makes sense to take anything else. Ooh, new addition. I like this one. Sveljun of Sea and Sky. Played with this one in Merfolk. 1 blue, 3/4. Indestructible as long as you have Tula Merfolk. Well, that doesn't come up in Cube, but when it attacks, you draw a card. 3 mana, 3/4, when it attacks, draw a card. Pretty good. Also gives your other Merfolk ward. But I think given the state of Blue's creatures, that's not a bad one. That said, I'm probably going to take Pest Infestation. It's just so much the best card in this pack. Pest Infestation's a busted card. Just for 3 mana, you kill a thing and make 2 1/1s, and that's fine. That's Reclamation Sage levels, which is a playable card by itself. But also, you can spend 5 mana, kill 2 things, make 4 tokens, or you can spend like 9 mana and make 8 tokens while killing all their stuff. So I don't think there's any competition, and you know what? At some point, we'll figure out what colors we are. We just have good cards in all these colors, and this pack doesn't help the cause too much because I was hoping to either get a land or a direction, and instead we've got another color, Urtai Resurrected. There's also like Augur of Autumn and Nissa. Nissa is pretty good. There's also Outland Liberator. If I didn't just take Pest Infestation, I'd be a little more interested, but killing artifacts and enchantments with Liberator is a lot worse than with Pest Infestation. I don't think Manamorphose or Ren are strong enough to take here. Not really in this spot to take Urborg. Maybe I just take Nissa. It's a good card. It's, I think, a little bit worse than Urtai. Maybe I do just take Urtai. Because this could be one of those 5-color decks that just really goes after Triomes and Fetches. We'll see. Okay, well now there's Pentad Prism, which could help me cast these cards. I also could at any point abandon any number of these things. That's just also how draft works. There's Brainstorm, which I like. I do like Dream Halls, but this is not a Dream Halls deck. I think I might just take Brainstorm. I already have 1 fetch land. It's actually a nice little combo with Lelia if you have the ability to do that. And I think I'd rather not take Kitesail Freebooter, Tenacious Underdog, or Squee. And this is just too weak of a land. Let's just take the Brainstorm here. I don't like Pentad Prism in fair decks all that much. It's okay, but it's just not that exciting. All right, now I'm probably in for miscalculation. I like it a little more than Time Warp. So one of the things about these 5-color decks, I've drafted these a lot. You can actually go back within the last 2 weeks. I've drafted one. What you end up being able to do is if you take fetches and triomes and dual lands aggressively, cast cards of 3 to 5 different colors without having too much of an issue. What you generally can't do is have that plus acceleration. So cards like Time Warp are just less interesting than they would be in a like a 2-color deck that can play more acceleration. So I'm just going to take Miscalc. Basically, the way I want to build these decks is a low curve deck that just plays efficient cards of all colors. Swords to Plowshares, Miscalculation, Lelia are all very cheap. Pest Infestation's 3. Like Urtai is 4. That'll be like the top of my curve. That said, I also might just not end up playing red, white, or green, or black. I don't know. I could drop one of these colors. It'll just kind of depend on what the lands look like that I get. Currently, I just have the Polluted Delta, but Fetchland is where you want to start. So let's go Polluted Delta for now. See, look, and now there's a Zeotor's Proving Ground, which actually is the pick here because it's a red, green, black. I can fetch it with Delta. Now Delta's every color but white. And there's nothing that I really want to take because the other thing you kind of have to avoid, double colored cards like Eternal Witness. You just aren't in a position to do those. So Zeotor's Proving Ground it is. So this is going to be a hard one. Do I take Godless Shrine or Thief of Sanity? I got to take Godless Shrine here. It turns Polluted Delta white. It's untapped. And I do like both Dragon's Rage Channeler and Thief of Sanity. These are the kind of cards I want in this deck. But priority number one is making sure you can actually cast your spells. So the other thing I like to do is separate out the fetch lands and the duels. Okay, so here I think I take Bayou because that also makes this untapped green. Giving up a Burst Lightning. Not a big deal. Embrace Shieldbreaker, I guess, too. I'm glad I didn't try to go White Weenie. I did not get past a lot of those cards. All right, now I take Spire Bluff Canal over a bunch of black cards, a bunch of double black cards. And now, you know what? I'm actually kind of in for Svellion. I don't think Sigarda or Karmic Guide is what I want. Seal of Removal can be good, but I like this more in the unfair decks because you're down a card. Even though I said you didn't want double blue cards, I have Brainstorm, Miscalculation. Like you're going to end up with one of your colors being a little bit more of a primary color, and that's going to be blue with these early blue cards. Run in Realm Breaker is actually decent. So is Outland Liberator. I think I'm going to take the 2-drop that's single colored, and now I think I take Tenacious Underdog. I would play that card. I don't think I want to play Reclaimer. All right, Birthing Pod can go in the super sideboard. All right, well, one of the few times I can't take Brain Freeze, but I can definitely take Oko. This is a perfect Oko deck. It's the exact kind of card you want. It's the 3-mana card that has all single pips, right? This takes a blue and a green, but it's just one of each, and has a big effect on the game. Perfect Leovold deck. In fact, Brain Freeze is definitely going to go. Blade Splicer is definitely going to go. Ballista is definitely going to go. Duress is definitely going to go. That's 4. Gristlebrand almost always goes. It's 5. Chandra 6. Utopia Sprawl 7. Pretty good chance we get Leovold back. And if we don't get Leovold back, pretty good chance we get Ledger Shredder back. Possibly Duress, but I don't think that's likely. But I'm happy enough to take Oko. Okay, so there's a fetch land, a Library of Alexandria, and a Mana Drain. And a card that some say is better than Ancestral Recall, Endurance. This is tough. So I'm passing to Zorg, who passed some decent blue. Kind of feels like Zorg's not going to be able to use Mana Drain. This deck's not the best Drain deck. I think I'm just going to take Verdant. This is kind of gambling on Zorg not being able to take Drain. I think Zorg's going to take Library, and I think this will give Mac the Mana Drain. Also, I don't think it's a disaster if Zorg takes Mana Drain and Mac takes Library. Verdant's so much better for my deck than either. Verdant currently gets every color but blue. And, would love to wheel Blood Tithe Harvester or Suspicious Stowaway. Or Celestial Colonnade. I love that card too, but I'm just going to take the fetch land here. Retrofitter, another card I love. I'm going to take Marsh Flats, though. If I can just take early fetch lands, everything else will work out just fine. All right, now I just want, if I get a white-blue land, or sorry, a black-blue land, now both Verdant and Marsh Flats get all 5 colors. But part of the strength of this kind of deck, and why I'm excited about this is actually a really good start. I could play any of these cards. Firebolt, Brazen Bar, Bone Crusher, Lingering Souls, Croxa even can sometimes make it in. That's asking a lot. Not really well set up to take advantage of Retrofitter or Talisman so much, but I mean Retrofitter, Zagoth Triumph, Talisman, Odawara, Abrade, I think are all going to get taken. I'm going to get something back here, so take that Marsh Flats. Well, this pack's a lot weaker. This pack doesn't actually have anything I want, which is kind of a shame. I might just take Seachrome Coast. The problem is I don't want Ephemerate. I don't want Bitter Reunion. I don't care about Splinter Twin. The problem with Council's Judgment, it's a double colored card. I don't really want to have anything double colored, but blue would be ideal not to have. And Displacer Kitten doesn't really have much of a combo here either. All right, let's just take the Seachrome Coast. This pack's kind of a miss. The reason that this pack's a miss for me is these are all combo cards. Splinter Twin, Cauldra, Bitter Reunion, Displacer Kitten, all combos, and I can't really use them. And this pack more, because there's Kiki and Entomb. I don't really know which one to hate. Whatever, I'll just take a Plateau. It'll be fine. There's just no card I really want here. Rankle, Talisman, Regrowth, nah. There's a Mightstone and Weakstone to go with the Urza I just passed. Okay, but, I mean, I've just gone nuts taking lands, which means all I'm looking for is good cards that cost 1 to 3 mana. And some that can cost 4. It's not like I have a hard stop at 3. But I'm set up to take all the good single pip cards, and I think we'll usually get enough of them. Because it's not like Cube is short on playables. It just happened these last 2 packs were mostly combo cards. Mightstone, Weakstone, Entomb, Kiki Jiki, Splinter Twin, like Retrofitter, Foundry. These are all cards that are synergy cards that are good in specific decks. And I was not in the place to take any of those. But it's okay. We got a land. So now Marsh Flats gets untapped black, white, green, and red. Verdant gets untapped every color, or no, it doesn't get untapped red. It gets untapped green, black, and white, tapped red. Polluted Delta gets untapped blue, black, white, green, and tapped red. Like, this is a pretty good setup for lands here. So as long as we can get some decently powerful cards, we'll be in pretty good shape. And maybe I'll play this Philion, maybe not. All right, so here now, I unfortunately don't think I'm supposed to take a land. I've just done a bunch of packs of that. The question is, do I take Spell Pierce or Duretti? They're both quite strong. Duretti's a little stronger if you have other artifacts, but still pretty good. I like it more than Neither Reliquary. I only really like Knight when you're like fetching combo lands. Academy, Stage Depths, that sort of thing. I think I'm going to take Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is fantastic in this kind of deck. You just get to Spell Pierce on early play, and it just wins you the game so often. When you just on turn 4, like, play Oko, Spell Pierce your 4-drop, like, that ends the game very nicely. And this deck is probably going to run a decent amount of blue. Okay, so don't want Ketria Triumph. Feeling pretty good about my land situation. So Tireless Tracker and Questing Beast are both good. I kind of like... There's also Glorybringer, but double red and 5 mana are both not ideal. I kind of like Tracker. Tracker here with 3 fetches is going to give me a lot of gas. So I like Tracker over Questing Beast. I think that's decent. Now, do I want Temple Garden? What does that do for me? It doesn't really add any specific thing. You know, like I don't need it to fill out any land situations here, which is good. That's a good thing. So do I want to just take Tithe Taker as like a decent 2-drop? I don't really want Devoted Druid because my curve is not set up for such. There's also Direfleet Daredevil, which is a decent 2-drop and I think has a bigger impact on the game. So let's just take the Direfleet Daredevil. Leovold Wield, perfect. So did Duress and Chandra. But Leovold, I mean, this is the Leovold style deck. So let's take Leovold, even though it is a 3-drop and I've got a lot of 3s. All right, now I'm going to take Blood Tithe Harvester over Blood Crypt. I love Blood Tithe Harvester. It's just such a good card to cast. Basically, it's a 2-mana 3/2, so it attacks pretty well. It can kill a mana elf or anything like that, and gives you a blood token. Sorry, Endurance. I don't think this is the time. Wouldn't be crazy to take Endurance there, honestly, but I would still probably take Blood Crypt over it. But I spent a bunch of early picks on lands so I could pick up late Leovolds and Blood Tithe Harvesters and feel pretty confident that I could run them. So Kroxa is kind of interesting. I have 3 black fetches and 1, 2, 3 red lands. This is kind of the deck that wants Kroxa as well. So I'm going to try that. We'll see how this works. I don't think losing out on Botanical Sanctum or Firebolt's a big deal. Don't really want Otawara here that much. I don't know. Okay, this pack continues to be bad. I guess I'll just take an Urza, and I'll just take a Blooming Marsh here over Mightstone and Weakstone. I'm not going to play both in my deck. So actually, I kind of have 3 categories because I have 2 unfetchable lands. I guess I'll take Knight. Maybe I'll play it. And last pick, Mind's Desire. All right. I mean, doing definitely fine on playables. Could use some powerful cards. Well, Mox Emerald. It's a great start. Shame to pass Atroxa. At least we're passing Breach the other direction from Brain Freeze. That's a good news. And Mox Emerald to help all the 3-drops. I mean, that's really what I want. So I like Mox a lot more than even Ancestral right now. This is a really strong pack. Atroxa, Breach, and then 2 cantrips and Mystical. That's 5. Necromancy 6. Wow, I might get a Birds back. I would actually play Birds in this deck because it goes 1 to 3 very nicely. All right, let's take Mox here. Would I play Exploration? I guess with Tireless Tracker, if Exploration wheels, I would consider it. That is such a good combo. Okay, well, I don't really want Knight of the Reliquary in my deck, so I'm going to take that out. I'll take out Tenacious Underdog for now as well. Okay, so let's put those down here, actually, because unlike the other cards, I might play them. I think I want to stretch my mana for Shieldred, because if I want to play Kroxa anyway, I think Shieldred is strong enough that I'd rather take Shieldred over, like, Caryatid, pass an Othari, and a Dismember, and a Triland and a Scrubland, but Shieldred is great, so... Let's take Shieldred here. I don't know about the Sveljun or not. We'll have to see. This pack, what is this one? Oh, Liliana the Last Hope. Okay. Seething Song. I see. There's also like Custody Lich. And there's Badlands. Maybe I like Days, but this actually might be a Badlands time because I have both Kroxa and I just picked up Shieldred. So having another black-red base land is pretty nice here. And I don't think Days is something I'm going to miss out on too much. Oh, wow. Ignoble Hierarch, Scalding Tarn, Fallen Shinobi. There's also Iteration and Inquisition. Not actually the best Fallen Shinobi deck in the world. I mean, I'm just going to take Scalding Tarn. Who am I kidding here? Scalding Tarn is fantastic in this deck. And yeah, I don't think the Ignoble is the biggest loss. I mean, we're still short on playables, but also with 4 fetches, maybe I just play Knight of the Reliquary now. It's just going to be a 3-mana 5/5 or whatever. I might have to activate it once to make it large. And I feel like my mana is going to be great. Still could use a blue-black land, I guess, to make Marsh Flats and Verdant into blue sources. Currently, they're not. But otherwise... we have Swords, Spell Pierce, Miscalculation, Pest Infestation, Urtai as decent disruption, plus maybe Outland Liberator. And then we have Shieldred, Sveljun, Kroxa, Leovold, Oko, like some pretty good threats too. Also, I do expect to get a card back out of this pack. I think someone's going to take Talisman, someone's going to take Revoker. Someone might even take Kinnan, whoever took the Basalt Monolith, in which case... that leaves something for me. Maybe not Ignoble Hierarch. That one doesn't usually wheel. Expressive Iteration would be nice too, but... what do we got? So on the one hand, Breeding Pool would fix Verdant for blue, which is fine. But on the other hand, I could take Oliphant. That's going to be a 5-color fixer. No, I guess it doesn't get... no, it gets white, black, red, green. Yeah, it doesn't get blue. I could also take Titania. Titania might be the pick here. With 4 fetch lands, if I ever play Titania, she's just 5 mana for 2 5/3s plus a land. And Asika's Chariot. They're both pretty good. Actually, why don't I just take the Chariot and then try to wheel the Titania? Yeah, I think... even if Titania doesn't wheel, I think I'd rather have the 4-drop. I don't mind another threat. A bunch of Triomes here. I'll also consider Opposition. This is pick 6. Murktide, I don't have enough spells, so even though I have all the fetch lands to make Murktide work, I don't have all the spells. Let's assume I am playing the Tenacious Underdog for now. We still need a couple playables, but I think I still might take Xander's Lounge here. This seems like it kind of fixes all the mana that I was worried about. Loam with all the fetches is cute, but I actually don't think that's what this deck wants. I might be a little more interested in Third Path Iconoclast. I guess I just don't have that many non-creature spells. Though I guess Oko and Asika's Chariot are also non-creature. Could also take Voice of Resurgence and just play it as like a 2-drop that, you know, kind of disrupts the opponent. Or I could take Ulvenwald Oddity. Then I wouldn't need any more 4s. I'd have my 4th 4-drop, I'd be done. But Oddity does attack for kind of a lot. All right, let's go with the Oddity. And then now... don't care so much for Endotha Triome here, but I guess it's probably fine. I think it's probably better than Troll of Khazad-dûm. Troll, when you don't have any ways to like regrowth it, is not ideal. Troll's also a tap land, but I think Another Triumph's going to be good. Okay. Exploration Wield. I actually think this is looking like a pretty decent exploration deck with Tireless Tracker as a big part of that. But yeah, I mean, Wrenn and 6 would have been nice to pick up. I just don't think Crucible's actually good, even with all the fetch lands. Exploration, I don't mind. Do I want Savai Triumph? I don't need another Triumph here. I might actually, will I just play Figure of Destiny? I mean, I feel like most of my lands can actually pump it. There's also Misery's Shadow as just like a decent thing. I kind of like Figure, though. If we're going to go 5 colors, we're going to go 5 colors. All right, we'll take Liliana the Last Hope that we're not likely to play. Oh, Iteration Wield. That makes the Exploration a lot better. Oh, and Titania also Wield. Okay, I think she's better than the Workshop War Chief. What a deck. I'm not going to have very many basics in this deck. I actually have to cut a card or two, but this is 15, 16 land without adding... I have 15 lands without adding a basic. So, oh man, the Brainstorm's going to be pulling a lot of weight in this pack too. This deck looks fun. The no basics challenge. Maybe the Spelune goes. I'll have to look at my actual mana base before deciding whether Figure of Destiny makes the cut. And picking up the Exploration, I actually think went a long way here. So, all right, let's see how this goes. Already, I added an island in a forest. Well, island in a forest. Cut the Spelune and called it a day. I mean, the mana is actually good. I wanted to make sure all my fetches could get an untapped source of all the colors they could. Obviously, Verdant can't get a plains or whatever. And yeah, I like the way this deck looks. I actually think the mana is fine. Playing against Salvado here, and all right, I'll keep this hand. I need to draw another land. But I'm on the draw. I have Exploration and a bunch of 3s. I mean, that's a perfectly fine place to be. All right. If I draw an untapped green source turn 1, oh, that's the one I was even hoping to draw. Land. All right, pass the turn. It is a shame that I'm not going to get to Tireless Tracker here, but I know that next turn I'm going to cast Pest Infestation anyway, so I'd rather... hopefully that he doesn't play something this turn. Is it blue? So he could have a counter. So let's see. Abrading in response? Response lets me know that I'm losing that. I was going to probably get Zeator's Proving Ground anyway, so. All right. Land, please. All right, cool. Good stuff. I mean, he blew up one of my lands and I had nothing else I can do. That is how it is sometimes. My hand is all 3 drops. One land and I can kind of start firing things off. It would have been really nice to be able to blow up that Utopia Sprawl. Instead, I just get to do nothing here. But what can you do? Playing against red, green, blue... White, okay. A lot of colors here. Augur of Autumn. All right, okay, there's a land. That's a start. Let's go. I actually have to get something going here, so let's just go Lelia. Also, if I hit a land, I can still play it thanks to Exploration. Very much not a land. Well, at least I didn't draw Ovenwald Oddity. That would have not have been a very good draw. If I'd had Lelia out last turn, or Pest Infestation last turn, I would have felt pretty good about my situation. As is, we'll have to see. It'll really just depend on what Salvado plays this turn, but being a turn behind was rough. Also, would have been so nice to hit another land. Such a cool little combo. Exploration Lelia is pretty nice. Kogla and Yadaro killing Exploration? That's just not that good. Okay. I mean, if that's the play, I don't mind so much. Let's hit with Lelia again. Expressive Iteration. I can't justify playing that this turn. I'm just going to get black-white, I think. Because I need to get black, so let's get Godless Shrine. And I'm just going to cast Shieldred here. I'm just going to try to put the pressure on. This game is not going to come down to... a lack of cards for me to play. I don't even think Tireless Tracker is going to be very fruitful here, but we'll see. Hopefully this isn't something that steals Shieldred. That would be dangerous. If it's something that kills Shieldred, I can deal with that, especially since Lelia is like a pretty massive threat here. If it's an enchantment or artifact, then we're really talking. Omnath, okay, well, you do lose 2 life. Probably going to play a land this turn. It'd be hard not to. Okay, let's draw swords. No. Let's attack. If we get double blocked, we get double blocked. I can't do anything about that. It'd be sick to hit a good play off Lelia. Ugh. Lelia's been pretty bad for me so far. Well, you kind of got to double block one of them. If you double block Lelia, you only lose Omnath. If you double block Shieldred, of course, you lose both. And then I think I'm going to Pest Infestation the Sprawl. Just make it less likely Salvato can make a big play here. But, yeah. Hey, at least Lelia's been clearing cards off the top. Yep. Oh, we're just chumping. Interesting. You're at 7. Well, I'm going to Pest Infestation this. I don't really have anything I can do that affects you too much. I'll play the Triumph and pass. I'm expecting Omnath to do some powerful stuff here, but I guess we'll see. I mean, with Shieldred in play, there is a limit to what Salvato can do. I might be able to get this game. We'll see. We'll see. Escape to the Wilds. I don't think that's super likely to do it. You do get to generate mana off Omnath, but if Escape was your play to start, what is your best play after that? I guess we'll find out. Third Path Iconoclast is interesting. You can make some blockers. Go to 9. Okay, so you can go Third Path Iconoclast plus Fast Bond. Now I kind of wish I had my Pest Infestation back. And then what? You can also play Noble. You can play both those. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Salvato could line up some good stuff here for sure. Is down to only 4 mana. 3 if you play Fast Bond, but then potentially more. Oh, what is this? Something that's not Fast Bond or Noble, huh? Okay. Unfortunately, I did use my one piece of interaction that I've drawn. Oh, Factor Fiction. Interesting. Fury, Kogla, and Yidaro. I don't want to put Fury and Kogla in the same place. I think something like that. Yeah. Because Coalition Relic can help cast Kogla and Yidaro, but you can't do both in the same turn unless you have another land, which you might. And I don't want to put Fury and Kogla together, and I think Fury and Relic together is too easy to cast, so I'd rather do it like this. We'll see what Senor Salvato wants to do. No other plays this turn, so this is the turn where if I draw or Lelia into almost anything, I probably win. I mean, looking at my deck, what do I want? Swords is the big one. Urtai Resurrected would go pretty far. Titania would be okay. Even Direfleet Daredevil for a Braid would be okay. These are all... Unfortunately, the Oval Oddity's gone. That would have been a nice haste threat. But also, Kroxa is a pretty nice one. I'm only a red short. Well, I guess I'm a red and a black short of putting Kroxa into play. So that's not quite so easy. But I do have enough mana to bring Kroxa back once I put it in my graveyard. If I draw land, I can also get the Tireless Tracker going because this game is maybe going in that direction. Okay, so we took Breeding Pool, Fury, Mana Vault. All right, let's draw. Let's just attack. I'm okay attacking with the tokens. If you want to block one with Omnath, I don't really care too much. And then chump. And then take 5 down to 4. You're going to draw and go to 2. All right, well, I do get to Kroxa you, I think. Actually, no, I think it makes the most sense to go Tireless Tracker, play a land to get a thing, and then play my Blood Tithe from exile here. And then next turn, I might discard and then bring back Kroxa right away. We'll see. Okay, you lose 2 life down to 2. You can Fury... Courser of Crufix. Oh, Field of the Dead is the top card. Oh, okay. With a Fast Bond ready to be played, this could be the start of a comeback. Well, let's see. So you make a token, you gain 4 life. No land on top, thankfully. There's an Othari on top. 5 cards, so the hand, I guess I know the hand is Breeding Pool, Mana Vault, Fury, so you're going to go Breeding Pool into Fury this turn. All right. This is not going to be easy. Tapped Breeding Pool. You do take 1 off Fast Bond at least. Well, then you gain 1 off Courser, actually, so it breaks even. You get to Feel the Dead token. You get 5 mana, or 4 mana, but then you can just cast Fury, and I guess kill Tireless Tracker and Blood Tithe Harvester is probably it. And then it's on me. You have 2 cards in hand. I don't know either of them. It's kind of a shame because it would be really nice to be able to Kroxa and burn you out that way. I guess you're at 5 thanks to Shieldred already. I think. But I assume the 2 cards in hand are not lands. So I guess we'll just draw for the turn. No, I'm going to sack the blood token, discard Kroxa, I think. Gain my 2 life, draw. Tenacious Underdog. I guess I can draw with my Clue token. Whenever one more card from exile. So I guess if I'm bringing Kroxa back, though, I want this to be a 7/7. Because so it doesn't just get blocked by Fury, but I don't know if that's even good. Let's attack with Lelia. I think I'm actually going to lose this game. What a wild game. Yeah. Block, or just chump with the soldier token. I guess I'm going to put a Kroxa into play. Oh, you're going to block like that. Sure. That's also fine. Black, red. All right. Fury down. Let's go Kroxa. Black, red, exile. No, I guess I actually don't want to exile the lands because of Titania. Okay, make you discard a card. Yeah, I guess Wheel of Fortune was just a dead card thanks to Shieldred. And then play a land. Pass the turn. Okay. So you're drawing Othari. You're going to 5. A land comes in, you go to 10. Top card's Oracle, huh? Yeah, as it turns out, me doing nothing on turn 2 or whatever was the whole game. An extra turn of plays, I would have easily won this game because I almost very, very close to did. This is one of the tougher matchups, this kind of deck. Just, they're playing like a slightly bigger deck than us. Like, they're not going much bigger because they still got like a lot of like 3 to 5 mana plays, but is not so big that I can get under them very easily. So we'll see how this works out, I guess. Okay, I guess I'll block with Kroxa. Why not? All right, go to 14. You go to 14. And what's your last play? Cycle Ketria Triumph, lose 2, draw Oracle. Top card is now Teferi Time Raveler. Okay, and you play Oracle and pass. Sure. Draw. Here's where I wish I just had like a draw 7 to just win with Shieldred. Fortunately, don't. Outland Liberator. Yeah, I am dead here. I can Kroxa you down, attack, but it's just not going to do the trick. All right, well, let's show the teammates what is up here. What a beating. Well, I mean, it was mostly just like my missing a land drop on turn 2, honestly. Usually, games where you don't play a land on turn 2, you don't usually win. So, do I want a Sveljun of Sun and Sky or Murktide Regent? Those are my only sideboard cards. I guess there's Liliana, but I think I'd rather have Outland Liberator. Like, I have some ways to kill artifacts and enchantments that are fine. I didn't see any 1 toughness creatures. I guess it kills the Iconoclast and Noble. Maybe that's better than Spell Pierce. A lot of Salvato's big plays are not pierceable. I kind of want the Civilian as well. And what would I want to cut? Maybe Direfleet, Daredevil. I saw a Braid, but that was the only card I saw that was good at that. So I think the figure is still fine. I mean, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 lands that don't interact with figure, plus Mox. So that's still pretty good. Though I guess I could see Murktide Regent potentially making the cut. We'll have to see. I mean, if that exact same draw, if I draw a land on turn 2, I go, because I went turn on exploration, play 2 lands, and he abraded my Mox, and then I just go land into Lelia, and that's game. Lelia also had a couple opportunities to hit and missed, which was unfortunate. Okay, well, I don't love the matchup, but I feel like if I can actually get an early threat down, and then I can leverage some of these 4-mana plays. I ended up in a spot where I was kind of behind by the time I already played Lelia, and I also had to make some low value plays, like not cast Expressive Iteration off of Lelia, because I had to just get a Shieldra down or whatever, which probably is the right play most of the time, but it would be nice to have the luxury to do both. Yeah, I am still wondering if Murktide makes sense as just a flying threat. You know what? I'm going to try doing that instead. Kroxa and Murktide fight against each other, but I don't think it's crazy. All right. Well, let's see what this round brings us. This game, rather. Question is, maybe I should play 18 lands. I just don't really think I should. I also have Brainstorm and Iteration as ways to see extra cards, so I don't know. Should I cut Outland Liberator for another land? Is that something that's reasonable to do? I'm not sure if that's actually what I want to do. Okay. I'm on the play here. Let's see. I'd like to play first. And I will keep this hand. This is what is going to be a lot of my hands. If I don't draw Exploration or Mox Emerald, I mean, this deck doesn't have any other acceleration, so I don't think I can mulligan these kinds of hands. It's a little bit of a shame because I don't have a play on turn 2, but that's just kind of this deck. There's not much I can do about that besides maybe opening another Mox. That would have been nice. All right, let's play Proving Ground and pass the turn. And hopefully, I would still honestly take Exploration on turn 2. Turn 2, Exploration, play these 2 lands. Turn 3, Lelia, attack, play a land. That would be pretty dope off Exploration. Also a Mox here. Actually, that would be the best thing. If I drew Mox Emerald this turn and had Lelia into Chariot or Shieldred, because I have all my colors. I have Jund plus Seachrome Coast. That's all 5. And the second black off the Godless Shrine also works. I don't like that Salvato is thinking about fastball math here and is just going to go, all right, how do I sequence this? So I think almost any game where he leads on fastball and I don't have a Mox or Exploration, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, Utopia Sprawl. That's fine. Mox Emerald. No. Leovold's pretty nice, though. I don't mind Leovold. Let's see what we got here. Red-green. Mana Vault. Okay. Turn 2 Othari. Sure. All right. Well, unless I draw Swords to Plowshares, I guess I just lose. Sure. Turn 2 5-drop is going to beat you a lot of the time. All right. I could add a Mox off this. That'd be cute. No. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter what the text on Authority is. It's a card in cube that costs 5 mana. My opponent played it on turn 2, and I am not killing it. There's no card in cube that doesn't beat you in that scenario. So I think we are going to be down a game here rather quickly. Or down a match, rather. No, and a Braid, too. Yeah. All right, well, I'm not beating these draws, I don't think. I'm at 6 now? Yeah, all right, well, better luck next game. All right, time for round 2. Playing against Zurg here, who is playing a red-black reanimator deck that's supposed to be pretty good. Won their first match in like 5 minutes, so we'll see. Swords to Plowshares is a card I have wanted to draw a lot. That will continue to be the case. All right, I mean, this hand is totally fine. Turn 2 Underdog, turn 3 Tireless Tracker. Obviously, this hand is pretty great if I draw a Mox. That's going to be the case also. Swords and Mox are the 2 of the cards I want to draw the most. Swords, Mox, and Exploration are, I think, the 3 cards you're going to hear me be like, come on, where are you? Because here, this Marsh Flats can get Bayou, which kind of covers my bases here. Opponent mold to 6 and has turn 1 Duress. Ooh, a little Whifferino. It's like they mold to 5. I'll take that. All right. Turn 1 Mox for the Rubbins or Exploration. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. Oh, we did hit the Exploration. Amazing. All right, let's get Bayou. You can't duress the top of my deck. All right. Bayou, Exploration, Xander's Lounge, pass the turn. Turn 2. If I draw a land, I can go Tracker plus get a land. If I don't, I can maybe play Underdog, maybe play Tracker. It'll kind of depend. Land. I'm just going to play the Tracker. If the Tracker dies, the Tracker dies. Basically, if I hit 4 mana, I'll be pretty happy no matter what. So I'm willing to take a little gamble here. It's just such a better payoff. Because the thing is, let's say I play Tenacious Underdog and then next turn draw a land, which of course I didn't. But let's say I did. Then I would have much rather played Shieldred. So it would have worked out a lot better. I do get to play Leovold at least. For not drawing a land, it's at least a pretty good one. Okay. Duress into 4 lands. Hopefully I don't get Damnation. Oh, 5 mana. Some sort of dragon or something? Oh, some sort or something. Glorybringer, kill. Well, I'm drawing a card either way. All right. Swords to Plowshares is good. All right. Can I hit a land off this Laelia, please? It would be really nice. Oh, white land. Perfection. And it's exerted, so let's just pass. I'm probably going to Swords at end of turn, but I'll have to see what my opponent does. If this is like an Inferno Titan, I guess I have to do that instead, don't I? Kill my Laelia. It's actually close because you don't know the Inferno Titan's going to die. So it's not actually a terrible play to kill the Tracker because then the Laelia can't really attack. And Zurg knows these 3 cards. So I only have 2 unknowns. All right. Well, that actually worked out way better for me, but again, I do think it was a reasonable play. Let's attack first. All right. I was hoping to hit another land, because now Laelia... Land for Titania would have been amazing. I guess I just have to play Shieldred. I could Direfleet and Duress, but there's only 1 card in hand. And given that the dragon is about to come eat my Laelia, I kind of feel like I just want to get a Shieldred into play. Untapped Blood Crypt? Oh no. What is this? Like an Atali or something? I mean, I guess we'll see. Glorybringer. Are we shooting Shieldred? No, we're shooting Laelia. All right. I mean, I'm at 11. No, if it was a Tali, you'd do it before attacking. So I guess I don't know what this is. Oh. Well, hit Bitter Reunion and Pest Infestation. Those are both actually misses. But also should have done it before attacking. Yeah, sure, Bitter Reunion comes into play. That was about as good of a miss as you could expect. And in fact, now I can go Oko and Oko the Atali down to a 3/3 and then just attack with Shieldred. Glorybringer's not untapping. Okay, this is actually working out reasonably well. All right, yeah, hope you don't hit a reanimate. You have 1 turn to draw it, basically, because next turn I attack for lethal. No reanimate, por favor. Oh no. What is this? Did we really do it? No. Making me sweat. All right. Up a game here. Here I definitely do want like Spell Pierce, Direfleet Daredevil, Liberator. Yeah, I think I like where I'm at. Let's do it. All right. So I guess what we're mostly looking for, I've been short lands like every game, but does that mean I don't have enough lands? I'm playing 17 lands with Brainstorm Iteration. Is it possible that I'm supposed to just cut Figure of Destiny and just play like another Swamp? I guess we'll see. So Swamp, that's the only Swamp in the deck because the other two basics are Island and Forest. Let's see if this Swamp versus this Figure is good enough. Maybe with like Exploration and Lelia, Titania, like Tireless Tracker, all these things like Mana Sinks and landfall stuff. Maybe I should have just been playing effectively 18 lands to start with. Usually with a curve like this, I wouldn't want to do that, but I don't know. It has seemed like every game it's just been like I've been dying for want of a land. Like I lost game 1 to Salvado because of that. Didn't lose last game, but like had I lost, it would be because I hadn't hit a land. Though I did draw my Swords to Plowshares. That card was good. That card does tend to be pretty strong. All right. On the draw, game 2. I feel like we can pull out a 2-1 with this deck. Let's see what we got. Ah, a solid hand. This time Duress is not going to miss, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Let's go. Turn 1 Xander's Lounge. I think I play the Mox. It's tricky. We know Salvado has the Abrade. There's Embereth Shield Breaker, but there's also Discard, and I really don't want to get my Mox discarded in this hand. Yeah. Duress here is kind of brutal because like you can just take swords and now play around Spell Pierce, but what am I going to do? I guess you could also take Pest Infestation. It kind of depends on your hand. I mean, I could see any of these 3 cards being taken. Like, I just didn't see... Oh, Spell Pierce even got taken. Well, so I like that in the sense that that's the card I was most worried about being dead. I dislike it because that probably means something good is coming. Let's play Tireless Tracker here. And once again, just playing an unprotected Tireless Tracker, or rather a Tireless Tracker without a land drop, because I don't know, it doesn't feel like waiting there is a good idea. Tireless Tracker is also such a mana intensive card. Obviously this could go wrong. Okay, it did not. Oh wow, it really didn't. So I don't have mana to like do all of the things I want, but I could Pest Infestation the Duretti. Oh, or I could just play Lelia. Let's just do that. And then they both attack Duretti. Attack Duretti, attack Duretti. I mean, I guess I could Swords the token, but that just seems like a weak play. Let's just do this. Oh, Duretti down. Okay. Play a Triome, get a Clue token. Oh, I got punished for playing the Godless Shrine. Funny. So I played Godless Shrine instead of Spirebluff Canal because I wanted to conceal information because they knew about Godless Shrine and not Spirebluff. But the way it turned out, it didn't work out well. All right. I'm going to attack before playing a land here because Lelia might turn over a land. And if Tireless Tracker was going to die, it would have been killed already. So I feel like that's better to do it this way. We really want this Construct token, huh? Actually, let's just play a land, make another thing. I think I'm just going to go Pest Infestation on that thing for 4. I don't know. If you're not blocking with it, it kind of feels like you want it for some reason. And now I have lethal in play, assuming, you know, I sack a Clue. Hopefully I don't get Damnationed or whatever. But it looks like we're doing okay here. Also, the 2 Clue tokens in play mean that even if the worst happens and I lose all my creatures or something. Oh, Fiery Confluence. The worst didn't really happen. because Lelia's still here. All right, Lelia. Well, let's stop hitting lands. Let's crack the clue. Okay, I guess I'll play island and pass. I don't really have any ones that I want to play. I guess exploration. Note that I didn't draw the land that I added in, but I did just draw like 5 land in a row. If Lelia dies here, I actually am out of gas. Getting back Tireless Tracker? Sure. Sure. I'm going to crack this clue end of turn. I might end up swordsing the Tireless Tracker, but don't think I need to now. Oh, that was a great draw. All right. Look at all these lands. Okay. I guess I'll put back these two. I still have lands to get, I assume. Actually, here, I'll put back Bluing Marsh, Badlands. Play Tarn, crack it. That was an impressive number of lands to hit. Let's attack with Lelia. Can we not turn over a land, please? Sika's Chariot. Sure. All right, I'm going to allow a Tireless Tracker to block. I don't really want to use my Swords to Plowshares here. Sure. Are we cracking the clue first? You don't really need to do that. All right. And I mean, I guess if they have a bolt or something, I'll end up regretting it. But Sika's Chariot is not quite lethal next turn, but it's still pretty good. Now you crack the clue, hopefully. Yeah, all right. So once again, we're in a position where we have lethal out, and hopefully we get to pull out a win here. I mean, it ended up being fine. That was impressive how many lands you drew. All right, 1-1. Let's get to round 3. Alrighty, round 3. On the draw, VS Thomas Martel Esquire. Oh, and there's a Mox Emerald. Also a Figure of Destiny. Oh yeah, baby. Let's see, a figure would have been better as Swamp, huh? I might actually just trade for Usher of the Fallen, which actually is totally fine here. Let's just pass. Against white, I'm definitely not playing this into like Leonin Relic Warder and the like. Turn 2, I'm probably going to play the Bayou Emerald Tracker. And then turn 3, Chariot, if all goes according to plan. All right. Well, Figure actually did some good work this game. Trading off here was pretty nice. Oh, interesting. Huh. Do I want to play the Exploration? I don't think I do. I think I'd rather just play Tracker because I don't have another land to play anyway. Obviously, if I'd drawn that turn 1, it'd be a very different game, but now I'd rather just have Tarn in hand. Yeah, that's annoying. All right. Well, now drawing a land isn't terrible. Oh, Oko's also not terrible, as it turns out. And let's get Island, I guess is the one I have to get. Let's go Oko. And make a clue token into an elk. Pass the turn. Oh, I guess attacking for 3 first would have been better. I could have... He couldn't have blocked because I could have just sacked the clue. Though, pretty bad if he does block, but I still think that's fine. Okay, Soul Herder. I guess I'm glad Exploration's not in play. All right, land would be a great draw here. As this is going to kill my clue. It's going to make my Tireless Tracker bigger. Doesn't it? Oh, it's when you sacrifice a clue, not when it just gets destroyed. All right. Land? Oh, fetch land even? Okay. Let's attack with both and see what's up. All right, I guess there's no point in cracking that. And then let's go. Let's make a clue into a thing. And pass the turn, I think is good. If I play Chariot, it just gets eaten by Loran. So yeah, then we're just gonna counter this with Urtai here. Counter, boom. Because otherwise Flicker Wisp would kill one of these, and then the Flicker, then the Loran would, or then it would get flickered and kill the other one. That would be no good. Now the Loran kills my clue, but then I get to attack with everything, which is going to be pretty good here. And we both drew, which actually works out pretty well for me. All right, let's draw another fetch land. I've been doing pretty well on those fetch lands, not going to lie. You're at 14. Play this. And let's see if... what happens if I just attack with everything to start out with? I guess that's probably pretty good. I could also switch... I mean, switching and stealing the Soul Herder sounds pretty good to me. So, Clue versus Soul Herder. And then I get to send, and end of turn I can flicker my Urtai. So maybe I just don't attack with Urtai. All right. Up a game. Worked out pretty nicely. Liliana of the Last Hope sounds decent to me. Figure of Destiny. Spell Pierce I don't think is great. He does have Parallax Wave, and that card's going to be good, but I do have Outland Liberator and Pest Infestation. I'm also going to cut Direfleet Daredevil. I'm going to put in another land. And I think Spellion of Sea and Sky is better than Murktide Regent in this particular setup. So let's do that. Bum, bum, bum. Let's go. On the draw here. All right. Tom's mulling. Obviously a Mox would go a long way here, but even without that, this is a fine hand. Exploration would be a sick draw too. Actually, let's play Dotha Triumph. I mean, ultimately I'm going to play both Triumphs, but now I have access to white mana, which is better. Oh, Exploration? Yeah, I will take that. And then play that. All right. I did that wrong, but I audibled. I think I was supposed to go, or I know I was supposed to go Forest, Exploration, Spire Bluff, Tenacious Underdog, but now I can play Sika's Chariot next turn. Well, we'll see what Tom plays, if anything. Lingering Souls. All right. I think I'm actually going to play Lelia here and hope to hit a land. All right. Land? Yeah. All right. This actually worked out really well because now I play the land off that and then cast the Underdog. All right. We are getting a pretty nice exploration game going here. Hope this isn't Parallax Wave. Sower of Temptation on my Lelia, huh? All right, well, I have Iteration to help look for Swords to Plowshares. That would be a pretty big game. There's also Ulvenwald Oddity, but I'd rather just... it's just too strong to... yeah, I mean, this can still hit my... play a card here if I need to. Oh, Oko Thief of Crowns. What happens if you Oko... well, I need to look up. Yeah, I don't get the thing back, I didn't think. Just to make sure. Let's put Oko in hand, miscalc on the bottom, exile that, and then crack this, get a blue, I think. And I'm just going to play the Oddity and attack with both. 13. I think that's fine. Man, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Maybe I just play Chariot. This is going to attack as a 4/4. Yeah. So Sower unanswered is like unbelievable. Like, it's really hard to beat that card. Like, nothing else that Tom has done has mattered, but Sower stealing my awesome thread is just like game over. That's kind of how Sower works. If you have a way to kill it, you can usually win. If you can't, yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. I'm probably going to block the Lelia. Let's see. Giver of Runes is the exiled zone. Yeah, I guess I'll crew this to block Lelia. I don't really like it, but I don't really know what else I can do. I can't take 1,000,000 damage. This takes 6, puts me down to 7. I still have a decent squad left over. Let's find out what that does. I mean, if Tom has anything, I'm pretty much dead. I mean, this thing... Sower's going to end up stealing my thing, basically killing 2 of my things and being a 2/2 flyer for 4. It's pretty good. Next turn, I have 6 mana. I mean, maybe I go like Oko Prodigy or Oddity. Problem is, taking 6 from flyers, putting me down to 7, puts me in a pretty bad position. All right, Tom, what you got? I mean, if you have something, you have something. Oh, Mystic Confluence or something? Oh, Solitude on my Asika's Chariot. Well, in that case, I'm just going to take it and hope to draw an answer to Sower of Temptation here. I think that's a reasonable play. Yeah, I'm dead. I don't think there's much I can do. I'm already taking 6 in the air. Lingering Souls is going to get flashback, you know. All right, well, yeah, I still don't want Spell Pierce. Yeah, this looks fine to me. Yeah, I do like Liliana against Swords or Lingering Souls tokens. My answer to Sower is Urtai and Swords. That's it. That's it. I mean, technically Oko can do some things if you get enough time, but I don't think that's very likely to. Well, if we're lucky, we get to turn to a civilian. Drawing Exploration early would also be nice. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. As always, the important cards right here. All right. The thing is, though, you kind of don't want to draw Mox and Exploration. I guess I'd rather draw both than none. Oh, perfect. No blue mana, but I'm not going to mulligan this hand. So the question is... I actually think I lead on Blooming Marsh instead of Indatha Triumph, because if I don't draw a turn 2 blue source, then I'm going to cycle the Triumph. Okay, well, easy game. And I think I'd just rather get Oko out because Oko provides value over time. Make a food, and then next turn I get to go Leovold. Plus, now I'll probably just play the Indatha Triumph because I doubt I'm going to be cycling it. Well, we'll see. Let's attack with this thing. And I think I just go Leo here. And really hope Tom's first play is something I can hit with Pest Infestation. Drawing another land means I actually, once again, change my mind on Indatha Triumph. Going to keep it back to cycle. Flicker Wisp on the food, sure. Drawing a card off that is pretty nice. Let's get Xander's Lounge. Okay, Kroxa is decent. Let's go Kroxa. Red, black. And I actually can bring Kroxa back at some point, though I don't obviously have enough to bring Kroxa back right now. Enough cards in the graveyard. I have the mana. And I think I'm just going to let Flicker Wisp be here. I'm not going to attack with Leovold. I'm not trading Leovold for Flicker Wisp. And I'm going to make a food. Or maybe I exchange... Actually, let's go cycle this, see what I draw. Tireless Tracker. All right, let's actually go exchange these two. Part of the reason I don't mind doing that is Tom has a bunch of flicker effects. So that, like Soul Herder, for example, that targets Flickerous, that'd be annoying. Also, I have Pest Infestation, so next turn I can blow up the Mox Emerald if I want to. And this does 3 to him right away, plus puts a 3/1 into play on my side, which I think is pretty valuable. I don't know what he can do with the 5th mana. We'll have to see. Definitely there are times when this could backfire, but I think it's worth doing. Him casting Solitude would be a little annoying here, but I guess I'll take it. Part of it is just like making not attacking, making a food just seems like kind of a weak turn. Okay. Recruiter of the Guard. Okay, that's not too bad. Gonna get a Solitude now. Or something you can cast this turn. Yeah, it is Solitude. Okay, I guess we're gonna kill the Leovold. Probably want to do it when I'm tapped out if you're just gonna do it, because it's like I know it's coming. That gives me a card. I don't think I'm gonna blow up the Mox with the Pest Infestation yet, because I'm really worried about Parallax Wave. Parallax Wave is going to be annoying no matter what, though. Unfortunately, exiling Leovold does mean the Kroxa doesn't come back so easily. All right. I was pitching Blade Splicer. Ooh, what's our last play? Is it Unexpectedly Absent? The Flicker Wisp back to the top of the deck? Sure. So that's going to Flicker Wisp the Recruiter. A little annoying, but, you know, whatever. Let's do it this way, I think. I just want to do max damage here, so I think I'd rather play Lelia than Tireless Tracker. Because especially if I hit something to play this turn, that would be nice. What can I play this turn? I can't cast Expressive Iteration, but I would have had to play a land first to do it. Like if my top card's a land, I'd rather just play my land. I guess this also does make it so I can't cast Swords to Plowshares. Maybe that's maybe I should have left Plateau up. Oh, Verdant. Sure. Okay, go to 11. Make a food token, play a land, pass the turn. I don't even think I sack Verdant. I still have Godless Shrine I can go get, plus Forest. So your hand is Flicker Wisp, 2 unknowns. This is turning out to be a pretty good game. Verdant is also nice for Kroxa. Kroxa's coming in eventually. Flicker Wisping Recruiter, you can't play the card yet because it comes back end of turn. So I don't mind that too much. Parallax Wave would be annoying at pretty much any point. That's okay. You know, we do with that as we can. What are you going to flicker is kind of the question. Hey, it's just going to be Recruiter of the Guard. That's actually not very complicated. Okay. Oko goes to 3. In comes Flicker Wisp. Targets Recruiter. You got it. I'm just going to keep land in play because once I play Tracker, I want to sack the land after. Well, you've already gotten Solitude. Blade Splicer's gone. Do you get Soul Herder? What do we get? Oh, Fairy Mastermind, so you can cast it this turn. Sure, that also makes sense. Yeah, all right. Let's make the food token into an idiot and attack here. If you double block Lelia, so be it. I don't really have a better play. Like I don't have a way to stop the double block on Lelia, and it at least does trade for both Flicker Wisp and Recruiter. Tom then takes 3, falling to 8. You could also play the Fairy and double block with Fairy plus Flicker Wisp if you would rather have a Recruiter of the Guard in play, which with Soul Herder is not a crazy thing to think. And then after that, though, I also have a pretty decent turn. I get to cast Exploration. Well, I get to cast Tireless Tracker, play Bayou, cast Exploration, play another land, make a bunch of clues, and then I'm going to at some point play this Pest Infestation, but I'd really like to save it for Parallax Wave because Parallax Wave is going to be so annoying otherwise. All right, we're taking it. I'm in for that. All right, let's go Tireless Tracker. Are we going to Fairy Mastermind in response? Yeah, that's fine. I don't have to crack the clues on my turn. Make a clue. Play Exploration. Crack this. Godless Shrine tapped. Make another clue. Play another land. Make another clue. I'll keep the Proving Ground in hand. And then pass. Crack clues on Tom's turn so I don't trigger that Fairy Mastermind. And now I have a lot of mana and a lot of cards, and Tom doesn't have that many. I mean, even just straight up card count, right? Tom has 11 total, 8 in play, 3 in hand, and I have 7 lands plus 3 creatures plus a planeswalker. That's 11. Doesn't count the 2 cards in hand, the exploration, or the 3 clues. So I'm up quite a few cards between Lelia, Tireless Tracker. So it's cheating a little bit to count it that way because Tireless Tracker immediately makes 3 clues, and I do have to spend mana to convert those into cards. But I'm going to get to crack one of them right away. And that'll be enough to start the train, especially since Exploration Tracker does go pretty hard. Oko's going to die now, though. But I couldn't stop that, so I'm not too worried. All right. I'm kind of feeling like Parallax Wave's coming. But we'll see. Maybe, could be Soul Herder. Yeah, Flicker the Flicker. Who flickers the Flicker Wisp? And then that kills my food token. But then I have 2 lethal threats, so you kind of have to chump both. Though, I guess it's going to have 5. I guess you get to double block the Lelia to kill it. All right, let's crack the clue to draw. Underdog. Okay. The Underdog can attack this turn if I want it to. So now the Fairy Mastermind's going to go off anyway because I'm going to blitz the Underdog most likely. So, oh, actually, I want Croxa to come out. Hold on. Oh, Lelia got blinked. I didn't really put that together. Okay. So Tireless Tracker is basically 5 toughness. Here, 4. If I blitz Underdog, I could actually... Black. I can actually still bring back Croxa if something dies. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. All right, pay 2 life. Blitz Underdog. And then, actually, I think I'm going to play the Proving Ground too. I want to get my max clues before this tracker dies, if the tracker does indeed die. I mean, you have, assuming your last card isn't action, what do you do here? You can like chump Tracker with Recruiter, Flicker Wisp blocks the food token, you take 3 going to 1, and then I can't Croxa. I could then Pest Infestation the Mox, but again, I really want to wait on Pest Infestation. So then I probably just start cracking clues because this is already going to draw a card. So the Fairy Mastermind's already gonna go off. Yeah, so this stops me from bringing back Croxa. Totally fine. You go to 1. And the Flicker Wisp and Recruiter both die. Puts me in a pretty good spot. And then because this is already going to draw a card anyway, at the end of the turn, I should just let this resolve. You go to 1. Crack a clue, leaving these up, I think. This gets a token. Yeah, Fairy Mastermind goes off. Oh, there's Iteration. It's actually kind of the card I was thinking of. Though, I guess I already played a land this turn. I played 2 lands, so let's just wait and then crack clues. I think that's fine. Lelia comes back too, by the way. So, there are definitely some problems to be had here. For Martel, that is. Yeah, I mean, Parallax Wave will kind of do it, at least by a turn. I have 9 mana. I mean, the Exploration Tracker thing is just giving me a ton of mana to work with, and I have a lot of action. I have Croxa coming back next turn. Does this Scalding Tarn have anything to get? Honestly, I don't even know. I don't remember. Let's see. It's got the Xander's Lounge, the Plateau, Proving Ground, and the Island are all there. I don't have a basic mountain in my deck. Yeah, it might not. All right, well, let's draw a card. Oh, Urtai. I mean, I was already going to win this game, I think. But now I think I'm most definitely. Let's play the Tarn. Even if this doesn't actually get anything, because I'm kind of thinking it doesn't. Oh, it has a Badlands up. Perfect. Then I get to bring back Kroxa without losing the underdog. So let's start by doing that. Black, red, black, red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kroxa triggers Lelia, funnily enough. Subtlety. All right, well, let's Urtai the Subtlety. I mean, I assume that's got to be great. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I can tell. And then that just... It doesn't just kill you because you draw a card here, but you have to discard that card immediately to Kroxa. And if it's a land, you win. Boom! 2-1. Let's see how the rest of the team fares. I'll bring you an update. Alrighty, after checking in with the team, everyone else on my team went 1-2, so a 2-1 and a pack of 1-2s is a lost draft. Had a chance to beat Salvato for the tie, as it turns out, but didn't quite get there, and you know what? This is a fine draft. I like this archetype, all fetch lands and duels, and then just cards of all 5 colors. Obviously, I like a focus deck too, but this deck isn't so bad, and I think it played out just fine. As always, appreciate you hanging out as we draft 5-color nonsense, and I'll be back tomorrow with yet another draft. I'll see you then.